Hi, welcome to the Lunch Break Gardener. So today I'm sowing peas. It's March and I'll sow them and keep them in the greenhouse. You can do this indoor too, on a warm windowsill. So I'm using a pen to make 2-inch deep holes, and I put the peas, 1 pea in each hole. Some people do 2, but I just do the 1, just prefer, I think they've got a better chance, prefer it. So peas germinate quite well even at lower temperatures, which is why you can start them early on in the year. So I'm planting terrain peas. So for me there are 2 types of peas, those that need staking and those that don't, the dwarf varieties. But terrain peas do need staking. They need staking at about 4 inches tall. But they are a great pea to sow. They produce masses of pods and they're really sweet tasting peas, and you can plant them right up until the end of July, I would say, so great for late summer too. Sowing peas in March should give you some good produce around the end of June. So these are now ready to be germinated. Just give them a quick water. Peas love water, even when they're in the ground, give them loads of water. And then I just cover it with a plastic box, just to give it a little bit of extra protection. So this is 1 month later. This is the 26th of April, and you can see they're quite tall. Just going to get them down there. I'm going to plant them in the bed. I've already planted some peas in this bed and I'm going to do some more. Just get some water from my water butt. You can see how I installed that in a different video. So peas take roughly 7 to 10 days to germinate. I didn't know whether I said that to you. And they also germinate at quite low temperatures as well, so like 15 degrees. So I'm just going to dig a hole here. I have some stakes in, just some canes. Oh, look at that plastic in the compost. But yeah, this is fresh compost I've put on here a few days ago. You don't need to fertilise actually in the hole that you're going to put them in. Just fertilise the top of the ground. I use chicken pellets. So these are mildew resistant. So we've got a good root base. I just pull them apart. If there's more than one in there, I generally plant like 3 to a pot. So I'm just going to really push the soil around them well, tuck them in well. Also weed. I spend most of my time weeding, but peas hate weeds, so don't let weeds overtake your beds, because the peas will be in there for quite some time. So just as you go, you should check on them. I'm just digging another hole here. You can see all my canes up. I've put some string up as well, but you can actually use twig branches and stuff like that for peas, because they're latch on. They love that, but they just don't look, twigs in the ground to me don't look as aesthetically pleasing, so I use the canes. So I've got them all in a row. I'm going to pop the last one in. So peas love full sun, which is why these are front and centre. So they get full sun all day, which they absolutely love. But we're not really out of the woods yet in April. It's the end of April. Not really out of the woods as far as the frost goes. if it does look like it's going to have a frost, I will put a cloche over the top of these. They're in a raised bed, but yeah, just a little bit of protection. And they're a great source of vitamin A, C, B and folic acid. They're really good, and you can't beat picking peas and eating them almost straight. You can eat them without cooking them, they taste really nice and nutty, but yeah, you can also, I mean, in butter they're absolutely divine. So the book I'm using at the moment is The Allotment Gardener by Martin T. Hall. It's quite an old-fashioned book, but the old ones are the best. So they actually plant their peas in drills and plant them direct and a bit later in the year. I mean, I don't use grow lights or heat sources. I mean, I have a greenhouse heater, but I only use that more towards the end of the season to keep things going. I don't really use it now. The only thing I will use is the greenhouse, but then again you can use a windowsill for this as well. But they're really versatile peas, so just choose the pea that you think you would be best for you. I mean, we do live in quite a windy area. You can get some really high winds, but generally they do okay. I mean, I did have a problem last year with my sweet corn being absolutely annihilated by the wind, but peas are a little bit more flexible, I think. So I'm just going to water these in, and I'll probably just sprinkle them with chicken pellets, as I said, throughout the season. Okay, so just a little bit more weeding and checking on them, make sure they're not flopping over, touching the floor, and keeping them nice and upright with the string. Okay, so that's about it for my peas. So I'll go back in the greenhouse now, sow some more, and then in a month's time I'll have another row to pop out there. Okay, so I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.